This podcast is not affiliated or endorsed by anyone at Zaum Studio or anyone involved in the creation of Disco Elysium. Three Detectives in a Trenchcoat contains spoilers for Disco Elysium: The Final Cut. If you have not played the game, proceed with caution.
Disco Elysium is a game about sex, drugs, and disco, and politics, and violence, and drugs, and sometimes those drugs are used by children, and sometimes the violence is aimed at children, and generally is a game for 18s or over. Proceed with caution, as we will be discussing themes within the game. We also explicitly talk about suicide this episode, so if that's a trigger for you, then we'll let you know now. It's in the latter half of the episode, though.
This episode was recorded on the 14th of May 2023. We present the Cex Experience.
Hooray!
I'm going to start this podcast by doing a hit of nicotine. Oh, why did I do that?
Neither
so
of us
horrible.
know, and the audience knows even less why you did that.
I feel like, are we going to explain what that was to the list? No, I don't think we should keep this.
Shall we welcome the people to the show first, or
Oh,
should we just
welcome
go
to the
straight
show.
into?
Three detectives in a trench coat. Three detectives in a trench coat. I'm in flavor country.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Three Detectives in a Trenchcoat. My name is Dev. I am joined by
Ollie.
James.
Yeah.
Ollie. Are you okay?
I'm good. I'm quitting smoking. I got a little nasal spray that gives me a whole cigarette in one hit, and that's,
Oh my god!
makes my eyes water. First time I did it, I sneezed 6 times.
So a fun thing about somebody told me a few years ago that a sneeze is an eighth of an orgasm.
Ollie came close then.
You came so close. It's like
was pretty close.
Just 2 more times. But I feel like that demonstrates like the effect that nicotine has, right? That it gives you
Is it
6/8 of an
additive or
orgasm.
Is it additive, or is there like a multiplier effect going on? It's a compounding.
I don't know if it's like a combo thing. I don't know.
Perfect.
But the thing is, right, that somebody, but like I was telling somebody about this, and then I got it mixed up, and I said an orgasm is an eighth of a sneeze. So I just love the idea that a sneeze is like 8 orgasms all at once.
Sex is great, but have you ever
Sneezed?
tried
Have you ever had a cold? Yeah.
Have you ever had a cold?
This does explain why there was loads of stuff in the Victorian age, but also an era of real sexual repression. Because it was like, why bother? We've got snuff.
Yeah, we can make ourselves sneeze on command. This is the future that liberals want.
This is the future the Liberals want.
Oh my
A
god.
free sneeze for everybody. Right, lads, what are we doing? What are we doing
We're-
today? We're playing Disco Elysium.
We are. I'm trying to
Again,
remember.
here we are.
Surprise!
Oh, it's going to be a giggly one, apparently.
But
Just knocking it out the park today.
here come the gladiators.
I've been sleeping really well recently. I think maybe that's part of it.
It's not good for you.
So, last time we made it across the river. We made it across the river.
Oh yeah, we did.
And we are exploring the other side of the river. I can't remember what our specific goals were. I'm just trying to tick things off my to-do list at this point. I don't think I've got anything particularly, any ulterior motives at the moment. I think I'm just kind of moseying around at this point and seeing what
I
I
walked
what
my
I can
way
do.
all the way up to the church, and now I'm going to go away from the church and chat to Idiot Doom Spiral. That is my plan for this session.
I have no idea who these people are.
I
It's
don't
amazing.
know what that was. Yeah.
I do fans at home, you know.
Although I do, so there was a mention of a church in my game run so far. When I looked through one of the binoculars next to the water, there's like a mention of a church in the distance. I think.
Yeah.
I think, and in the very first, I think when we first in our first episode, we went out in our menu. I think you can see a church in the menu screen when you first enter the game. So,
This is correct. So, yeah,
Thank you.
yeah. It's all ticks, all ticks. Cookie for you, James, for remembering the church. No cookies for Dev.
No,
For not knowing
no,
what I was talking about.
no, no cookies for Dev.
No cookies for Dev. No cookies for Amber.
No, but it's nice because now Dev gets like a surprise of like. Well, no, that's not right. That's what I remember. Right.
I'm going to get to this church and just go, cookies for Dev.
Cookies for Dev. So Dev's goal this week is to get cookies.
In game or outside of game. I'm not particularly. That's just a general goal.
So yes, it hasn't been a while, but at the same time, I can't remember a damn thing.
Yeah, I've reached the stage now where we finish these sessions and then what just happened just disappears from my brain forever. Yeah.
Just erase it and fill it with taxes. And
I should write it down. I should
IPAs.
write down. I mean, like, I feel like it would be easier if we were editing these week by week, but but yeah,
Where's the
I
fun in
think.
that?
But yeah, I think yeah, it's just we're freewheeling. It's fine. But yeah, I think I need to start writing down what next session's goal is going to be. I might actually have done that. Did I do that? Sorry, let me. Welcome to flipping through Dev's notebook with Dev.
Flipping through Dev's notebook. Flipping through Dev's notebook with Dev.
Talk amongst yourselves on doing this.
One new piece of thing that happened in the interceding week since we last recorded was Dev got a new setup.
Oh yeah, Dev's packing. Dev's got two monitors.
It's not a new setup. I've like nothing new was added other than a couple of very long USB cables. But basically, I took my desk apart and put it back together again. Like tied all the cables up and created a lot more space on my desk, which was great because my desktop computer was kind of wedged in a corner, and then I realized I could put it underneath the desk and still have everything work and still have all the cables be long enough. So my desk actually looks like an adult's desk rather than this sort of cluttercore nightmare. So it's good. It almost like it looked very minimalist and clean before I had to do any work on it. So now it's kind of there's sort of notebooks and stuff scattered over it as per usual. But I know where they go. I put them away.
I'm gonna send you a picture of my desk so you feel better.
Oh wow, yeah, that is a cluttered desk. Yeah, but that's a very arty looking desk. I think.
Thank you.
Is that a pot lid?
That is a pot lid. There's a pot noodle. There's like two pot noodles. There's a jar just full of peanut shells. I can't bear to throw them away because I used to live in a house with a fireplace, and peanut shells on a fire just like they crackle and they smell like peanuts and it's great.
Is that a Mort Safe sticker on the drawer?
That is a Mort Safe sticker on the drawer.
Amazing! Shout out to Mort Safe, fantastic
Shout
podcast.
out to Mort Safe.
I do actually have some vaguely podcast related updates.
Excellent.
So it's in that it's video game related.
Yes, do tell.
So I was in Glasgow the other day, and I was picking up a couple of books. Next to the bookshop where I was picking up these books, they have a CEX store, which, if you're not in the UK, is this kind of secondhand entertainment shop. So you can get DVDs, you can get games from loads of different consoles, including old stuff like I used to get a lot of Genesis games from there, and I used to get a couple of Game Boy games from there as well. Most of my DS and 3DS collection came from that shop, and we'll probably end up going back to that shop now that I have modified my 3DS. Don't tell Nintendo, but. Something I shouldn't have gone in. I should never go into these shops, right? Like unless I have something specific.
The CEX experience is something to behold. It's like, do you want like a bunch of movies that are like damn good for like £1, but they all smell like smoke and are on DVD?
They used to have like a really, really good anime section.
Oh yeah.
Like that's kind of how I got into. Basically, when I was at university, there was one just down the road from us. So what we'd do is we'd go out in the morning, go to CEX, find an anime for like £1, and then spend the rest of the day watching it. And it was great. That was a good time.
Good.
But
I remember I used to work at HMV, and there was like, oh look, it's a Ghibli film, and it's £27, and it's like, well, no,
yeah,
just no. I'll pirate it. God damn, HMV. No wonder you're slowly going out of business.
As I was in there, I was just having a walk around because occasionally you find some good music kit in there. Like the microphone I currently have attached to my desk, I found that in a CEX.
That's cool.
I have a couple of small diaphragm microphones that are because the thing is they don't know how to price them, so they're usually a lot cheaper than
they're like it's a microphone. Who talks? Who cares?
Because they're very much geared towards gamers. They kind of sell them as like a gaming setup, so things are a little bit cheaper. I've found some really, really good stuff in there. But while I was there, I found a PlayStation Vita for under £100. So, and I had a PlayStation Portable when they came out, but I didn't have a PlayStation Vita. But from my experience of kind of getting into homebrew software through the DS, it turns out the PS Vita is also quite easy to jailbreak and can play PlayStation 1, PlayStation Vita, PlayStation Portable, Dreamcast, and Nintendo 64 games. Basically, I've been doing that, and I've been playing some interesting narrative games, mostly visual novels, because the Vita had a lot of visual novels on them. I think there've been quite a few visual novels that I've been playing where I'm kind of like, this is quite like Disco Elysium in a few different ways. So I might add a lot of them are also available on PC as well. So I might add a couple of those to the list to play when we eventually finish Disco Elysium. When we inevitably finish Disco Elysium.
Well, I once bought a Vita. Years and years ago, I bought a Vita so that I could play the game that was only available on the Vita called Persona 4 Golden.
Yes.
And I bought Persona 4 Golden, and it came with 2 copies of Persona 4 Golden, which was dope. That was the only game I played on it. And then, so I spent 120 quid to play Persona 4 Golden.
That sounds like the Atlas experience, though.
It was worth it, though. And you can now get Persona 4 Golden on PC for like a tenner. James, I was going to mock your desk, but there's nothing to mock. It's
I don't know.
It's a fine
it's
setup.
also a relatively new setup because I just got a new monitor. Before that, I was using a really big kind of TV monitor, where the stand was broken, so it felt like it was falling on me all the time. So I'm really glad to have this new nice monitor with and the shelf is new as well since our setup. So I'm pretty happy.
Yeah, Persona 4 Golden. It's great. It's a little murder game, a game about murder.
A little murder game.
Yeah, you play like a preppy high school student, and you move to a new town, and then there's a murder.
Wait, so you have to learn things about a town and why a murder happened? What a kooky envelope-pushing idea for a game.
Go Place Find Murderer is not the newest idea.
It was more along the lines of
sun.
that's what we're spending.
That's what we do.
Is this some sort of role-playing game?
You play roles. Yeah. And you pay
to be fair, unlike almost every other game similar to this, I imagine this is one of the few games where you don't know your own name or your identity when you start.
Well, it does ask you what your name is at the very beginning of the game.
Oh, there we go.
I put my name down as Kenpachi Ramasama.
I said I okay. Do we have to apologise, or is that
what? I don't know. It's on the line.
Ali. I guess I don't know.
It's a reference to. Well, what is it a reference to?
I don't know.
It's a reference to a couple of things. It's a reference to the old podcast Two Best Friends Play, and it's also apparently a reference to Girl Chan. I don't know what the Girl Chan reference is, but in Kenpachi Ramasama during the Persona 4 playthrough, they say, "Hello, my name is." I'm going to get a clip of this so that I don't seem like a mad person.
Hello, my dear. My name is Kenpachi Ramasama.
Kenpachi Ramasama, why didn't you do your math homework?
Oh, I'm sorry. My toast wouldn't cook, and then I had to become a Sailor Scout.
I haven't played these games, but I definitely want to. Like, I've played a couple of Atlas games, but I've not touched the Persona or Shin Megami Tensei games. But you're selling it. You're definitely selling it to me with this.
hundreds of hours. That's the only problem with it.
Who has that kind of
Hundreds of
time?
hours.
Who has the kind of time to dedicate a few hours to playing a video game where you are trying to figure out a murder while also exploring a small town? Like, who has that kind of time?
Exactly.
That's the kind of time.
I'd much rather. I would much rather. I don't know. Just throwing it out there. Listen to maybe two or three people with surprisingly comforting voices, and
That's very kind of you.
two people with very, very lovely voices and one slightly clocky trans person, and play a video game, play the video game instead, and then talk about their experience, talk about their individual experiences and reactions to the game, and also in terms of how it fits into their worldview and how they reacted to it in line with their worldview. I think that would be really interesting. I think other people would really enjoy that. I feel like this is a really bad pitch to throw in there 9 episodes in.
9 episodes in. I'm still reeling. Like, if you keep reading me like that, there's not going to be many pages left.
I was talking about myself.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh God, guys, friends.
See right there. That's the problem.
That's right there.
I'm the problem.
Pal.
No,
No, we're the problem.
no, we're definitely the problem.
Just ask the Guardian. I have one last story to tell before we crack on with this game. But
Or
yeah,
even
that's why we're
talking
here.
about this game,
Yeah,
or even like beginning the episode in a way, possibly.
any other business?
So on this show, the three of us play Disco Elysium.
Oh fuck, we forgot this bit. Sorry.
Jesus Christ.
On this podcast, the three of us play Disco Elysium for about an hour or a couple of hours, and then we each talk about what our specific experiences were. Do we have any goals this time around before we dive in?
I think I covered. Yeah, I'm gonna ignore the church and go chat to Idiot Doom Spiral.
I'm gonna have a mild goal to find the church, because apparently then I get cookies.
Yes. James, what are you up to?
Honestly, I'm struggling to remember what I was doing last time. So I think my goal is to reorient myself. Sorry for being unprepared. I think the last thing I did was read through my case files, and I have kind of a bit more understanding and clarity on what kind of detective I was. Turns out I was a pretty good detective as a character.
Good.
So I think I'm gonna go through that, make sure I've not missed anything, and then gonna proceed with whatever my next action point is.
Excellent.
Yes.
That is the most James answer.
Thank you.
This is the game where you can take drugs and yell at communists, and it's like, I'm going to. Sorry,
through the
I feel
game.
mean now. I'm gonna.
How dare you, in this detective game, try to solve the murder, James?
I'm gonna check my casebook. I'm gonna tick off my action points and
Gonna hit the books.
hit the books, hit the bricks. Solve this case.
I
home
just
to
want
my
to have
wife.
fun with my friends. Playing the game with my friends.
I remembered what I was gonna do. Sorry, I remembered what the last time was. So I just got my badge.
Oh yeah.
Oh yes.
So I'm gonna go talk to Joyce.
Yeah, go to
Oh,
the dress.
nice.
Oh my god. You find out so much. I'm so excited for you.
Good luck.
Oh, amazing. Yes, then we can all talk about it, because all three of us will have done it by that point.
Yeah. I have to remind myself what I was going to talk about. But yes, it's so exciting. I remember vaguely.
Amazing.
Pati
Right.
Ramasama from Girl Chan apparently resides in a dojo, which appears to be a large doghouse.
Did we? Is that? Are we keeping that bit?
I don't
we
know.
We did have that bit with James in it. So yes,
Yeah.
that's. I'm so lost today. I'm so sorry.
Where is up? What is down? What is left, right, A, B, enter, start, game, video game.
Okay, shall we go? Shall we do this video game?
Let's go
Let's
before
do some
the
video games.
momentum.
Amazing.
All right.
Good luck, detectives.
Good luck, detectives. Bye. Well, not bye. We'll see. I mean, I'm bye. Never mind. It's me, Oliver Morris, your friendly neighbourhood killjoy, just coming into this moment in the podcast to remind you that we have a Patreon, which you can subscribe to, and this is the only ad that we'll be doing, other than ads for, like, other audio dramas, I guess. But that's because it's other audio dramas, and you should listen to other audio dramas. But yeah, we have a Patreon, it keeps the lights on, there's stuff on the Patreon, go have a look, and back to your originally scheduled ambient content.
I'm playing the game differently to how I was playing it before, and it's led the game to start asking me questions I'm not 100% sure I have the answers to.
Okay.
So I mentioned at the end of the last one that the game accused me of being boring. Well, this time round, it's just genuinely towards the end, just towards the end of that thing. I was accused of being reasonable and temperate, and then it's asked if I wanted to join the Kingdom of Conscience and be a radical centrist, which I was kind of like, okay, because everything it was kind of saying, I was like, okay, I don't disagree with this, but there's also some options here there's also some questions that I'm asking as part of this conversation thing that it's not really answering that, and I don't agree with the answers with. So in the end, I opted out of it. Also because I know, James, I know that I think you're Kingdom of Conscience right at the moment, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think I've got to go. Let me just go back into the game and look at my thought
cabinet. Thinking the thoughts. Thinking the thoughts. Thinking the thoughts. Thinking the thoughts.
I think I do have Kingdom of Conscience. Yeah.
Yeah, because
I'm really happy with it.
I don't want us to converge too closely, if that makes sense.
I suppose.
But yeah, I think it's. I think it's more just because I've become disillusioned with the world of the game, in that, like, I've acknowledged that it's more complicated than that, and I think that's causing me to not second guess, but be more careful about decision making. So and I think as a result, I think it's led to decisions that can be labelled a bit more centrist, which I think is an interesting
if
thing.
If it helps, I will say that there's not actually much that you don't get many bonuses from it. You get if more or less dialogue options heal +1 morale, and there's a couple of the learning caps that get increased. But like, it's not. At least it's not at least no problems, as opposed to a couple of them which are actually like kind of just inexplicable feminist agenda, which we both have, like -1 electrochemistry. Like,
right. The communism one that I internalized, it's more I get XP from left-wing choices. So nice. Clearly, I'm just not taking advantage of that. So I should fire into that a bit more. But yeah, that was an interesting one.
I'm still super happy about taking 15th Indo Tribe, because you get 10 cents for every green orb clicked.
No, you see, I get XP for every orb I click. I can't remember what the thought was, but I get XP for every orb like the floating orbs that I click, which is nice.
Nice. Ollie, what's your favorite? I got before we go, I got a new one during the score called something called the Bow Collector. I can't remember how I got it. It might have been relating to. I don't remember how I got this. I think it was something related to the romantic past, but I don't remember. But it gives +3 shivers, which is introduced a completely different element to the game, because I had very low shivers before.
Okay. You've not been having the shivers.
No. So I haven't had any insight into what's like. Shivers are really weird. Shivers are what I thought what that necktie does. Inland Empire was. That's what I assumed Inland Empire was. But I'm really getting a sense from Shivers of it.
Shivers is actually supernatural, whereas Inland Empire is like pseudo supernatural.
Yeah. So at some point, there's an example of Shivers in the game. At one point, I talked to a librarian, and Shivers told me what was happening around the librarian. But at that point in the game, I was on the phone to the librarian, and Shivers told me what was happening in the library at the time.
Yeah.
It was
odd. Wow.
Yeah. Ollie, what's your favorite? What happened? But on this topic, what's your favorite thought cabinet thing you've had so far?
My favorite thought cabinet. Well, I've got a bunch. I'm trying to think. There's I think at the moment my one is Caustic Echo. Caustic Echo.
What's that?
I'll tell you about it later. It's a
right.
one, but it's a spoilery one.
Okay. Will we get the option of having it at some point?
We'll talk about it at some point for sure.
Okay, cool. Excuse me.
I feel bad because it's like you asked me what my favorite one is, and I'm like, mine's the special secret one.
No, that happens in the game. Yeah. So what happened in your? So okay, in which case, Ollie, what happened in your run?
So I chatted to Idiot Doom Spiral for 40 minutes.
Oh yeah, that was great. I love chatting with Idiot Doom Spiral.
I don't think I found Idiot Doom Spiral.
He's on the beach.
Oh, I
You
don't
haven't
think...
really explored the coast yet, though, have you?
It's not on the beach.
No, I've not.
He's on that area of the world. He's not on the left side of the map. He's around the fisherman shacks.
But yeah, I didn't actually explore that as much as I want. Basically, I got sucked into work, which I feel is very on brand for me. So I ended up doing some work things. But I have not met Idiot Doom Spiral yet.
So you've met Idiot Doom Spiral, James?
I did. I met in this session, and yeah, I had the case. He has a whole bunch of stories about backstory for us.
Tequila Sunset.
He calls us Tequila Sunset, which is a great. I mean, you can experience the story for yourself as to why. But you get sent on a quest to find a jacket.
I found the jacket. I need to watch.
I found the jacket as well. And he bastard didn't accept it.
Gotta give it a wash.
Yeah, but I mean, I actually really explored how dirty it was and lost morale.
Wow.
That's actually a question. What happens if you run out of morale?
Oh,
Do you die in some way?
so if you run out of health, you have a heart attack.
Yes.
If you run out of morale, you go, you know what? Fuck it. I don't care anymore, and you just quit.
Although I will say something about this session is that you have, I don't know how much morale you have in terms of your health bar, but I have 2.
Oh God! Oh my God!
I had 1 left, and then I lost morale then, and then I had they had a pop up or something saying you were about to lose morale. You have to fix this, and if I was able to take the whatever medicine it was to fix morale at that point, so you can run around. Magnesium, that's the one. So you can run around with just 1 of something to heal yourself.
Yeah, just because I came perilously close to having no morale in with this one, but we can talk about that later. So you talked. Yes. So Ollie, you talked to Idiot
Doom Spiral.
Idiot Doom Spiral. For
Idiot
40
Doom
minutes.
Spiral, Rosemary, and Don't Call Abigail.
Yep.
My friends, the first friends I've found on this godforsaken peninsula. They were like, hey, look, it's our buddy Tequila Sunset. And I was like, who is that? And they were like, that's you. And I was like, oh, tell me more. And they told me more. And then I was like, Idiot Doom Spiral, why are you called Idiot Doom Spiral? And Idiot Doom Spiral was like, I'll tell you for a beer. So I told him. So I gave him a beer and he told me. And then I was like, you got any more stories, Idiot Doom Spiral? And he's going, I'll tell you for a beer. And so I gave him another beer.
So I had to give him my bottle of Commodore Red, and he only told me 1 story.
I gave him 2 bottles. I also gave him some of the borscht that they make up at the Whirling in Rags, because I spiked it super hard with vodka. For nebulous reasons that I don't want to go into.
Oh man, you're having such a weird thing.
Mostly because I just want to cause a riot.
It sounds like you're having a very different game experience to us, but haven't told us.
I will admit, I am kind of. It sounds slightly premature, but I am looking forward to playing this game again and just kind of enjoying the world a bit more and kind of not testing its limits, but kind of seeing how far away from the main plotline I can get and seeing what else this world is hiding.
So I agree, but especially what I want to do is try to put all my points. Like I want to try runs where I put all of my points into like the skills which unlock the impossible scores, right? So like stuff like the stuff like the art. So in the beginning of this game, I discussed that I was going to be the art cop, and I have the opportunity to be the art cop, but I have to pass an impossible like thing with Cindy, which I haven't tried yet because I got like a 5% chance because it's impossible. Because I did not put, even though I put quite a few points into what was it, the picturing what could happen, conceptualization. I didn't like max out on conceptualization, so it's still hard to achieve this goal. So I'm like, oh, if I put all my points in conceptualization, I could actually become art cop. And that would be fun. I wouldn't want to do like my first run like that because that would be silly. But like doing a run where you put all your points in conceptualization could be fun.
So
yes,
it sounds like we had like a sort of revelatory session, kind of a session where we all kind of learned some things. How was Joyce?
So here's the thing. So I completed the Jamrock mystery where the drug trafficking side quest, and I think you can either find your badge or you can track down solve the drug quest that she asks you to do. And I think either way she will tell you the information, because I didn't get any new information out of her after finding my badge. So I think I may have already had the information. Like I'm gonna keep trying. I'm gonna kind of have a look at other things, but like it's kind of difficult. On my way to see Joyce, I got distracted by other things, so it took me a while to get there. Because I went into the pawn shop to sell stuff, and then had some interesting plot stuff happen. Found out some information about my gun, and I came to the conclusion, not in game, but this is more of a personal theory, that I don't think Everard knows where your gun is. I think Everard is bluffing, but I don't know. That's very much just a hunch at this point, just based on information. I can also say that the pawnbroker was suspicious of my necktie, which I thought was very funny, and the necktie was very, very offended by that. But I like how the mysteries are slowly opening up. And that, like, it feels like the start of the game again. I think I said this in the last episode. It feels like the start of the game again, where
it does.
It's giving you lots of clues, and you're kind of being pulled in lots of different directions. But yeah, I didn't.
You solved a whole case within the game.
Yes. Should we talk about this? Should we talk about the Billy Majon?
I haven't come across it, but I'm very happy for you to talk about it.
All right. So you didn't. So you solved a different case that wasn't Billy Majon.
I solved a different case.
Oh my God! Which case did you solve?
I solved the case of a different corpse.
There's another one? Okay.
There's another one in the game. I don't want to talk too much because I think you will find it probably.
Where was it?
It's in the left-hand side of the map, kind of north of the church.
Got to explore the peninsula.
Yeah, and I went to explore that kind of area. I really want to explore the south at some point.
Was it basically like a person had fallen through the pier?
It's kind of a sad one.
It's a sad one. It's a short. I don't know if I took the opportunity to really experience it as a crime. I think you can push it as like, no, there might be a crime here. Let's uncover it. And I didn't take that option.
No, I didn't either.
We
are talking about the same case. Sorry, I know. I don't want to. I just want to make sure we're.
I don't think you are. I think you're talking about two separate cases.
Two separate extra dead bodies.
Okay, because I found somebody that had fallen into a pier, had banged their head, and they had a library.
Oh wait, you did the same case.
Yeah, the Billy Majon case. Yeah.
Have you solved that one?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Okay, so yes, I found that case. I found that body. I solved it in the game. It was cool.
I really liked how it was just this kind of very, very small story. Like it's I don't know if this is maybe something that comes back later on, but basically, so you find the body, you find a library card, you ring. You investigate the library card. You ring up the library. They talk to you, and then you go to find this person's wife, and then you basically have to break the news to them, and that's it. That's all you do. And it's this incredible story that I think builds a lot of, adds just nice little character touches, but I think does so much in terms of the world and tells you what it's like to live in this universe. It was really, really, really lovely, and I quite like how, at least initially, it's kind of unrelated to the main case. It's just this little short thing you can do.
I talk such a big game to that woman. I haven't solved that case yet, but I talk such a big game to that woman.
Which one?
The woman
the
whose
wife?
husband.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I found, so she's on the second day. She's outside the bookshop.
Yes,
Yeah,
working class
perusing
woman.
books. Working class woman. Yeah, just perusing books. And I was like, yeah, hey, you seem like you have a husband. And she's like, I do. So I'm gonna find him. And it's like, I'm not asking you to. Yeah, no, but I'm gonna have an investigate. I'm gonna find. And so I'm gonna have to break the news of, I found your husband. He's dead.
Oh no!
No, in this run through of this game, had you done that in the previous run through?
No, in the previous run through, I was like, what is this dead body on the? Oh, it's a guy. But like, she knows
Okay.
she knows what kind of cockatoo I am.
Okay, so
I'm
you've
getting
intentionally set yourself up.
strange looks. You guys have figured out your cockatoo type, right?
For listeners, that we should clarify for listeners that we're not able to see each other. So Ollie's saying, "I'm getting strange looks," is just in their imagination, and or an accurate interpretation of the silence that they got from. She knows I'm a cockatoo.
I resent that we have to explain to the audience that we're not in the same room.
Oh no, but also we're on a video call, right?
We're not on a video call either. No.
You used the phrase I'm getting odd looks, and I was like, really? How could you tell?
Am I not getting odd looks?
Because you're a detective. And
I'm a detective,
I guess.
And don't you forget it. I've been in this audio game long enough to tell an awkward silence from a strange look.
I guess you have, because I was like, I look forward to, but I was assuming you were going.
Anyway, it sounds like you guys don't know what your cockatoo types are.
No, I don't think
I
that's
don't know what
come
that
up
is
yet.
now.
You should go back to the bookshop and get a book on cockatoos.
Oh right, it's in
Find
game.
out what cockatoo types are.
I just assumed you were using a common everyday expression that I
What?
hadn't heard, or an old
In-
expression that no one's heard.
In what world would I be like, oh, you're cockatoo type? We're playing a very silly game, James.
I didn't realise it was in game. I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Separately, I do love cockatoos.
Cockatoos are great.
I will look up that book because
I'm a funerary cockatoo.
Ooh,
I have black plumage and I'm gothic. Like my soul.
right. Do I have?
Flipping through Dev's notebook. Flipping through Dev's notebook with Dev.
Oh, I found the gloves.
Ooh, oh, the special gloves.
Yes, I found the gloves on the armor suit,
Oh, nice.
and I'm now
cool.
wearing them.
Very
Now wearing them, and basically it unlocks a thought being like, this is the armor of the enemy. I must study it. And one of the things it suggests is maybe wear all the armor and then beat yourself up with it, which I thought was very funny. But yeah, so I've got the gloves. I'm now wearing the gloves, which I believe is what you see in some of the artwork. Is the sort of promotional artwork is Harry Dubois wearing the
Yeah.
suit gloves. So I'm like,
These
good.
big, white, yeah.
Yeah, like I suspect that they
Iron Man
are
gloves.
important items. Yeah, so I'm like, okay, good, we found that. But yeah. Oh, I found out that Kim really likes his car.
Yeah, Kim's a motorhead.
Yeah, basically, I just had.
Yeah.
Did you have that as well, James?
I think at some point in a previous game I have had that. Yes.
Yeah, I basically just I was going up to the car to get the radio, and then a little thought came up, and I clicked on it, and then had this lovely little conversation about cars with Kim, and it was lovely.
That's really sweet.
Yeah, it was really, really sweet.
I continue my love affair with Kim as well. At one point, just on some Kim love. At one point, there's at one point you find a children's book where it's like a primer for kids about, and it's the alphabet. A is for apple, B is for something, right? Except obviously it's a weird Disco Elysium version of that. So I just took a note of one letter, which was L is for laudanum. Which I loved. I think Z was for zenith. X was for xylophone, which just continues the perpetuation of the fact that no one, regardless of imagination opportunity, will ever equate X with anything other than xylophone or X-ray. But anyway, you finish this book, which you don't actually have to read. It doesn't help you in any way. But you close this book and then you tell Kim, I know the alphabet. And Kim responds, good, I also know the alphabet. Which is such a...
Yeah.
Oh, I love Kim.
Kim is so great. Kim sat by me while Idiot Doom Spiral told the story of Tequila Sunset with a expression that could only be described as... I think it's that his brow is furrowed and he's trying to look as disinterested as possible. And I'm like, oh, thanks, Kim. Thank you for sorting it while my world falls apart. Goddamn Kim. Love him to pieces.
Shout out
Kim
to
must be having a very... Sorry.
Pull one out for our
you
boy,
do.
Kim Kitsuragi.
No, I'm excited about what that O was about.
So I was going to ask, Dev, you managed to convince the Hardy Boys of your legitimacy.
Yes, I
so
managed
cool.
to prove my goddamn authority to goddamn Titus goddamn Hardy.
Yay.
Long fucking last. Basically, so it got to the point where I was just like, right, you know what? I'm curious about this. I'm gonna break my own rule. I'm gonna look it up in a walkthrough. Just being like, is this just a case of you just put all your points in authority, or is there a trick to it? And turns out I'd already done everything bar one of the things you can do to make it easier for yourself. So I was like, right, I'm going to give this a go. And so I saved before I went in and talked to Titus, and I had a 72% chance of success. Clicked on it, and it failed, and I got so angry, I loaded a save and did it again. I was just like, I don't care. I don't care. I'm doing this. I hate this guy. Hate talking to him. So that this happened at the end of the run. So basically I got the message being like, right, okay, we're coming back onto the call now to do the recording, right at the point where I was about to get to the next part of the quest. So that's going to be next time is basically following on that lead next. It's so I'm excited to see where that goes.
So the failure of that leads to perhaps one of the stupidest, funniest sequences in the game.
I see. I've probably got it. Is the thing, just because I failed so many times with that.
Did you get to Kim, give me your gun?
Yes, I did. I got to the stage. I was like, "Is this what I have to do? Is this what the game is telling me to do?" I was just clicking on everything at this point.
You can go all the way with that prompt.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So James, for context, you're trying to prove your authority to Kim. You're trying to show how much of a badass you are. And you're like, Kim, give me your gun. And they're like, is this a good idea? And he's like, Kim, trust me. And so Kim gives you his gun. And Titus is like, what the fuck are you doing? And you get the prompt, put the gun in your fucking mouth.
Oh, yes. This actually is a callback to the conversation he has that you could hear from the jacket guy. Something. What's his name?
Idiot Doom Spiral?
Idiot Doom Spiral, thank you. He says that he describes you as somebody who goes around putting your gun in your mouth and threatening to pull it.
Really high concept stuff.
So apparently this is something that our character, that Harry just does. Harry just likes threatening people to kill himself.
The pawnbroker actually talks about it as well. It's funny, the pawnbroker also says, yeah, you came in and you had the gun in your mouth.
Oh my god.
This seems to just be a theme, and that's amazing.
Oh man. So it's not the threat of violence against someone else, it's against yourself.
Yeah.
Just threatening them with a traumatic experience.
It reminds me of that bit in Blazing Saddles where, in order to get out of a situation, the sheriff,
Yes.
Bart, puts a gun to his own head, and says, "If you don't get out of my way, I'm going to blow this guy's brains all over this town."
Yeah.
Absolutely. Baby, you are so talented and they are so dumb.
You are so
Great scene.
talented.
Great scene.
They are so dumb.
So tell us about you were at the point in Titus Hardy. You threatened to put the gun in your mouth, and you can go all the way. You were saying
You can go all the way. You can shoot yourself. You can get a game over.
amazing, amazing. Do you get if you get that game over? Do you get something from Kim like, you know what, he was a bad cop, but you know, like did prove.
Let me look it up because I know there's a. I know there is something. I'll see what the.
If you die in the game at this late point, do you go back to like the last checkpoint, or do you have to start the game again, or
You go back to your last save.
yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, I've now made the point of saving before I do any conversation. Just because also as well, the conversation with Titus. So I proved the authority, did really, really well, but everything after that just did not go well at all. So it basically just meant that like my luckily I had a lot of magnesium, but I got very close to just running out of morale completely. It was very scary. That was the thing that was like stopping the investigation from going further for me. So I'm like, okay, good. I can actually do a bit more casework, which is nice.
I will what's the word? Admit to restarting the game to redo a role once in this session, which was just in the end of the you find a dead body and you have to tell the wife process. I decided before I go in to add lots of empathy-based clothing to Harry, and then I go in. I talk to this person's
You
wife.
talk to this woman in your ducky hat and your big.
And like I think I got before, like, and you know, you've given yourself the best possible chance to do this policing well, and you know, communicate to this person that their husband is dead, and then like there's a little suggestion that comes up saying, why not some small talk first? That should help, and you do it, and it's like, hey, that didn't help. And I'm like, but game, you told me to do small talk. So I was like, damn it, I shouldn't have listened to the game. And I out of rage against the game, I just restarted to the, because you save, it auto saves just as you walk in. So I was like, right, damn it, refuse to accept this. So annoying.
Deranged cop kills himself. Citizens in shock as deranged law official reportedly from 41st Precinct shot himself in the head last night in the middle of a crowded cafeteria in downtown Martinez. The exact details of the incidents were not being revealed, but first-hand witnesses claim the officer was making a point. Can't say I'm surprised, Lawrence Gard, manager of the Whirling in the Rags cafeteria where the incident took place, commented. He was extremely unstable and he'd threatened to kill himself before.
God.
Isn't it, you know, it's kind of refreshing in a sort of maudlin way to have a game that doesn't shy away from suicide. Because we live in a very it's about to sound like an old fart then, but it's you know, these mental health things are sort of big taboos and we don't talk about them like at all. And it's very rare to get a piece of media that sort of deals with it at all, in any sense at all, let alone with the sort of laissez-faire attitude that Disco Elysium does. It's like,
Yes.
You know, it's like I'm like the first. I think the first time I because I was aware of suicide for a long time because of my dad's a shrink and so you just end up talking about things like that when you're 10. But the first time I remember seeing it in media was in House, where there's just this one of the Cal Penn character, the guy who goes off to write speeches for Obama, and you know, goes to White Castle with his friend Kumar.
Yes, I remember. Yeah,
with his friend Harold.
Yes.
That guy. Kills himself
character,
during one of the seasons. Spoilers if you've not seen House. And it's this one, and I just remember it being a sort of there's a very interesting episode where House is there like trying to solve the mystery of this guy's death. Like, why did he do it? Why did he do it? And the solution of the final sort of reveal is like, some people are just miserable and are very good at hiding it. And it's kind of nice to see, in Disco Elysium that, Harry's death drive is alive and kicking, as it were. And I don't know where this point is going. It's just interesting to sort of see a piece of media, tackle suicide and actually do it in such a blasé way.
Not to distract from that very, very good point, but do you know the real reason why that character killed themselves very suddenly in the show?
I thought it was because he wanted to go right for Obama.
Yeah, it basically got picked up and was like had to disappear straight away, which I thought was very.
I gotta go.
And then they were just like, we don't have a reason here. Like,
it is. I might be blasé, but I'm not sure it's dismissive, and it
No,
doesn't
I don't
feel
think it's
disrespectful. Which I think is, it's, what, doing something blasé but not disrespectful is impressive.
Yeah, it's a laughing with rather than laughing at, I think.
Which given what we're talking about suicide, there's not much laughing with to find.
Well, that's probably, but it's done in an empathetic way.
Yeah. I've found that I have found some of the nuanced, like everything is nuanced in this game, but everything is done so somehow both without any respect, but also with the greatest respect simultaneously.
Yes.
I don't know how you write that way. I don't know how you write something in such a way that, on one lens, it's like, this is so like just laying bare the human reality of it, but in a way that's respectful is actually quite impressive. Because you usually we mean respect. Usually mean when we say respectful, you mean you kind of don't go to places that are off color or inappropriate to go, or you don't discuss there are areas of topics which are too taboo to discuss, and that's what we often mean by respectful. But this game does talk about those two taboo topics and makes jokes about those topics, but somehow doesn't offend me or any of my sensibilities whilst discussing them, which I find impressive. Okay, we got serious. Let's talk about a joke or something.
Well, it's, to move at it, did we accomplish our goals?
Yes.
Yes,
my goal was to look at what to do and do something more, so yes.
Yes, I managed to do both. I talked to Joyce and I found the church. So,
Yay!
a successful run.
Cookies for all.
Cookies for me.
No cookies for Dev. No cookies for Amber.
I have a goal for next time as well. Already set up and ready to go. So good. We're getting through it. We're getting through all of it.
Beautiful.
Right, shall we?
Wonderful.
Any more thoughts before we sign off?
Any more? We had quite a long intro, so
We did, yes.
It's all good for a kind of shorter outro. So yeah, I guess GG. We'll be back soon.
We will be back soon with more Disco Elysium and more detectives and
we're gonna get to the end of this. We're gonna get.
It's gonna take.
You sound begrudging, Ollie.
We're gonna find a way to finish this.
Yeah,
video
we're gonna
game.
get this done. Yes.
Then we're gonna
through
play
the game
200 hours of
are
Persona.
we?
You're on the third day. You can finish the case today, but I reckon that you guys will take a bit longer.
Yeah, I think we did
I
look up
reckon
how
you
long
guys
to
will be
beat last
sorted by
episode.
Thursday.
Ollie says with some pain in his voice.
No.
Apologies. Ollie says with some pain
Maybe
in
a
his
little
voice.
bit of pain. I want to. I want people who listen to the show to think of me in their mind as like a parrot whose beak is in fact a record, like a LP that's been split in half.
Oh, that's it. I thought
What are you talking about?
I was
I don't
waiting.
know.
I was waiting for the there was a pause there to be like clarification, expanding on that. I just no, that's it. Okay, fair enough. Go.
No, that's-
I mean, so basically, you just made two references. You said you were both a parrot and a talking and a broken record.
yes.
I see what you're going with that. Yeah, okay.
I didn't. I'm only just seeing it now.
Oh well.
I think it was a cell phone from my subconscious.
Your
worst
limbic
guy.
system is talking to you again.
I was going to say that's very Disco Elysium.
Yeah.
Okay.
Groovy.
Okay. On that note,
It has been a joy as
Too
always.
soon.
by see you mean listen to our silences.
Oh, let's just wrap this up. Jesus, this is
All right.
dire
How
now.
can you see a look over an audio platform? I just can. Been in this game 15 years.
Okay, we're all gonna go
in
and
Azkaban.
we're all gonna go and have a lie down. I think.
think so.
But thank you so much for listening. We'll be back soon.
All right, cheerio.
Cheerio. Goodbye.
Three detectives in a trench coat. Three detectives in a trench coat.
Thank you for listening to Three Detectives in a Trench Coat. The three detectives are James Curtis, Oliver Morris, and Amber Devereaux. The podcast is edited by Oliver Morris and Amber Devereaux with original music by Oliver Morris. To find out more about the detectives and some of their previous casework, check the show notes.
Thank you for listening. Love you. Bye.